Hi, I'm Amber Coleman with Guild Mortgage, and I want to talk about, is a cheaper housing option worth it? So let's kind of jump into this. So I want to talk to you about a client that I had. This client, when they bought their first house, they didn't have much money at all, right? So they didn't make a lot of money. They didn't have a lot of money. So we had to go into a cheaper house to be able to get them into a house. So what we did is we figured out the amount that they could qualify for and the amount that they had for down payment, and we got them into that house that was cheaper. And here's the beautiful thing, okay? Starting somewhere when you're looking at home ownership is definitely what you want to do, right? If you're not going to immediately get into your dream house, that's okay. Because here's what happened. So we got this client into her house that was cheap. It was what she could afford at that specific time. It had the down payment that she could afford at that specific time. And then a couple years went by, and the equity that she had gained into that house was able to put her in a whole different place. So she was able to then sell the house that she had, because it's all about the journey, right? Not just the here and now. Like when you're buying a house, it's about the journey. The longer you have that house, the more equity you can gain. You're paying towards something, so you also have tax write-offs. There's a lot of different benefits that you have to home ownership that you can never have renting. So she was in the house for a couple years. I think it was actually 3 years by the time we had looked at it. So after 3 years, she called me and she said, I have all this equity in my house. Like I could probably get into something that I want more right now. So we looked at it with her. She was able to sell her house, gain a large sum of equity on that house. And now she was in a house that she really wanted to be in, that had the space that she wanted, but she was only able to do that because she had the equity in the one house to be able to sell it, put into the other house. That got her into a loan program that didn't have mortgage insurance, that was just a better option on it because she had the money to put down. So buying the small house was kind of like a catapult to get her to the bigger house that she wanted, that gave her the space that she needed. She just had to spend 3 years in the smaller house. But just by living in the house, she was able to gain so much equity to be able to buy the bigger house. So if your question is a smaller house an option? Yeah, it's an option, because the idea is to become a homeowner so that you can, number one, you have to have a roof over your head. So stop paying rent to a landlord. They're making money and they're paying their mortgage. They're gaining equity. They're gaining so many benefits off you renting from them. So that's the first thing. Stop paying rent to a landlord and start paying yourself. You're going to pay the money out anyway, right? So if you're paying it to yourself by owning your own house, well, you're actually working towards paying it off in the end, and you're gaining equity on it. Why do you think landlords want to be landlords? Because they're making so much money in so many different ways. It's time for you to do that for yourself. If your income isn't there yet and you have to start with a smaller option, that's okay, because it's not a race, right? It's a matter of, like, sometimes slow and steady wins the race. So if you have to buy small, work your way up, and then work your way up, do it. It gets you to the end result. And to be honest with you, like, your foundation is built when you don't have to worry about being kicked out of your house. That's the horrible thing about renting, is you always have to worry about the landlord's fears. If they want to sell, if they want to raise rents, if they're having financial problems, that's not your concern anymore. Your concern is you and what you have to do when you get into your own house, and to be able to catapult you to the next section of your life. Home ownership definitely has a way of doing that. So if you want to look at this for yourself and see how you qualify, see what you qualify for, so we can get you in to start you off, let's do it, okay? I'm going to leave my information on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me by email, by phone. If you want to DM me, that's fine too. And also, if you liked this video, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my page. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.